Niall McGrath wants to blaze a trail with a product that's unique in Ireland. A clean, natural fuel that no one in the country has ever thought to exploit. He can make it, but now he has to sell it, and that'll be his biggest challenge yet. Wouldn't life be sweet if every great business idea led to a great business? In this series, 8 entrepreneurs from around the country will attempt to grow their hopes and dreams into business reality, guided every step of the way by Paul McCarthy from Teagasc and Farmers Journal writer Peter Young, 2 experts in the field of rural enterprise. Even with their help, there's no guarantee of success. All these 2 mentors can do is point the way.
We have a straw briquette that's suitable for your open fires and your stoves, your solid fuel patio heaters, solid fuel boilers, and we've decided to call it Strogs.
Niall McGrath, his wife Elaine and their son Dara live on a 350-acre tillage farm in North Dublin. With Elaine expecting twins, Niall's business is a considerable investment in his family's future. And not just for the next generation of McGraths. Niall's main financial backer is his dad, Billy.
I'd never find better, really, I'd say. Yeah, we have a good working relationship, yeah. I don't ask him really what to do, I just assume he's going to do it, you know. We get on well together, both of us.
On this farm here, we farm 350 acres, and 5 years ago we were farming 70 acres of veg and the rest in tillage corn production. We were getting squeezed the whole time in the veg market, and I suppose a necessity really is the paycheck at the end of the day. So we looked at alternatives, and standing in a field of grain one day, Billy turned to me and says, is there something we can do with this straw to add value to it? We were getting offered very little money, and literally from there, that's where the whole thing kicked off.
All my father's time, myself, we grew turnips, you know, and it didn't seem to be a profitable situation anymore, and this idea came up with the 2 of us chatting about God knows what, and straw was cheap at the time, but it's gone a bit more expensive now, all right, but I just happened to feel Bob and Niall had the brains.
Straw in Ireland, across the country, is available in every second field you'll look at. Currently, straw in Ireland is used for bedding of animals and mainly composting to the mushroom industry. And outside of that, it has very little use.
Straw's been used as a biofuel for years, though never in Ireland. In 2006, Niall and Billy toured facilities in Spain, Poland and Denmark, researching the technology. Last year, they imported the machinery they needed and built their own manufacturing plant on the farm in North Dublin.
In Denmark itself, they're huge users of straw for, small district heating plants, electricity generation. It's just we've got here first in Ireland.
There's great heat, like when we're at home at the fire, we have to open the door, let the heat out. They really are good.
I'm a farmer. That's where I come from, My stock is from growing a crop. That's what I do very well. I have stuck my neck out to this point, let's say. And I'm not prepared to stick it out much more because I'll get found out. So I need help with this business from here on in.
Niall's 2 mentors have come to the farm, curious to see how a viable business can be generated from something as commonplace as straw. For now, Niall supplies his own raw material, but if the business takes off, he plans to buy from other farmers. Because the straw is essentially a waste byproduct, everyone wins, including the environment. The briquettes are carbon neutral and clean burning. What's more, the ash left behind can be used as fertiliser. Peter and Paul know that for Strogs to catch on, the public needs to be made aware of the benefits. This will be a real challenge, because when it comes to home and hearth, old habits die hard.
It's going to be very hard to wean people off briquettes and coal. I mean, it's a new product for many people. But he's not out there alone. There is some competitors making wood, making miscanthus. I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone else makes straw as well. So Niall, how much have you actually invested here now?
To date, we've probably, ballpark figure, we're around 1.5 million. That's between putting up a brand new yard here, storage facilities and the plant and equipment.
So where did you get the money?
Billy, my dad, has put forward all the money up to date.
So you're going to build a brand, and it's a great name, Strogs.
Yeah, the Strogs, straw logs, it's the brand. If we can get out there first, the whole thing is that we're first.
And what about price?
Price-wise, we are as good, if not better, than anything that's out there. My raw material is that it allows me to be cheap. So I'm as good, if not cheaper, than most products out there.
Is there good profit in it? I mean, is there good markup for you?
Yeah, the markup, looking at the other products out there a year or two ago and what the retailers can sell the similar products for, I felt there was enough there in it for us to make a decent living,
What about distribution?
I would see distribution probably been handed over. At the minute, I've enough headaches without maybe looking at having to buy lorries, put guys in them, buy diesel. So maybe the cheaper option is to look at somebody to distribute that has the network already set up around the country,
And what about cash flow?
Yeah, that plant isn't cheap to run. So, when we're not selling through the summer months, that plant still has to pay for itself. The raw material has to be brought in as well and paid for. So all those overheads are there probably at a time when we're no sales. So that's why this year it's going to be really sore on us this year because we didn't get really to market last season.
And Niall, I mean, what if you don't succeed? I mean, your father's put in a lot of money into it. I mean, what have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have thought about it. I probably don't discuss it with him because he's enough on his plate.
Is it a pressure?
Yeah, it's a pressure on me, yeah, of course it is. He's put a lot of faith in me to get this to work, Pressure's on, okay, but it's something I can handle,
What are your biggest personal fears?
Personal fears, I suppose, obviously it's failure. That really, I suppose, I have a product that I know works, and I suppose my biggest fear is missing out on the opportunity of getting that message across to the consumer.
And Niall, I mean, how can we help you?
The likes of business planning and expansion of the business and even, approaching the right people in the right places. It's my baby and, it's something that I want to kind of nurture and bring forward, So I'm definitely willing to learn and listen and I have the energy now to go forward and keep it going,
Now, one area I want to work on with you is sales. I mean, what have you in place so far?
Well, I suppose to date I've approached maybe one or two of the larger retailers, but it's been very tentative. It's not an area I'd have a lot of experience in. So going to the likes of the buyers and going to the larger retailers is something that, I do need help with. And, I need to know really, exactly where or how far I can go. And I could be going in there maybe undercutting myself without knowing it, So definitely, with regard to experience and stuff like that, I've none of this.
Consumers don't know anything about Strogs and what the whole concept is. Yeah. They don't know what the benefits are of straw logs, Strogs. We've got to explain to them what it is and why it's the greenest product on the market.
Yeah, the whole idea of the brand really, it's nice to know that there's somebody there that has the expertise to kind of lead me down the road of where I need to be going with regards consumer awareness and the brand itself.
For about a year now, Niall's been supplying Strogs to several dozen shops and garages in the area at $2.79 a pack. They've sold quite well, but there's a big difference between manufacture and marketing. The two mentors know that Niall can deliver the product, but they need to be sure he can sell the concept too. Today they've arranged for him to set out his stall at a local forecourt and pitch to potential customers. It's time to see what the public make of Strogs and, more importantly, how they're presented.